Gucci.
Shalom, brothers.
We the Hebrew Israelite coming to you week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America. Let you black, Latinos, and Native Americans know that you are God's chosen people according to the Bible. All right, but first and foremost, we want to give all praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Peace salutations to the oculus, which is word throughout the four corners of the planet, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
All right, so we just gonna go in the spirit.
Might as well get on Esau.
This is the book of Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right. And, who is the wicked? Okay. Somebody did. What's that?
Border of Wickedness.
So the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Y'all have a card? You said what, bro? Y'all got cards? We on YouTube. We don't got no cards, brother.
This is It's Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build in desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
They should call them what?
The border of wickedness.
They should call them the border of wickedness, man. All right, so read that top part again.
It says Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
Whereas Edom said, all right, go ahead.
We are impoverished, but we will return and build in desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai have indignation forever.
And the people, meaning that the Lord is talking about the whole nation of Edom, not just one man. All right, Esau, all right, was the progenitor of the so-called white people. All right, and all the people that come from out of the line of Esau are Edomites. All right, so the Lord said the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, man, and that's why thus we see everything happening. The world is in chaos. All right, everything is polluted. All right, you see the world is in chaos. All right, you see the oceans is polluted, the animals, the trees, everything is dying under the leadership of Esau, man. All right.
Move back just a little bit, y'all.
Same thing, quick, guys. 40, 22, 57, 21.
Just to land back off the brother, man, it said in that verse, it said that we will return and build the desolate places. That's going into the Renaissance era, man. From the 14th to the 17th century, I believe. Them coming out of their funk, so to speak.
And that's ultimately Esau in general, man. Hey, because after the Lord destroyed this place, all right, Esau think that he's going to rise from the ashes. All right, but ultimately, the Lord is going to pretty much tear this place down to where it's not going to be able to be rebuilt.
It's Isaiah 57, verse 20. But the wicked are like the troubled sea, when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked.
There's no, hey, Baba Gashai, can you bring that out again now?
Isaiah 57 and 20. But the wicked are like the troubled sea, when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked.
There's no peace. There's no peace to the wicked, man. That's why if you look at the history, of America, all right, America been at war. I think what?
About 220 plus years.
220 plus years.
Really not been at war 17.
See, all right, so there you go. This
We're talking about like from when they came
the time
over
of the inception.
here. Yeah, there was that war, for years. 200 plus years, man.
So the inception of the very inception of America, all right, proves that there's no peace to the wicked, man, because ultimately America, the so-called white man, has been at war, all right, since the inception of America. Ultimately, bring it out.
So like the elder said, the U.S. has been at war 222 out of 239 years. That's 93% of their time they fighting, man.
17 years that's crazy, bro.
So it says there's no peace. There's no peace unto the wicked, man. All right, and that's why you see, can somebody get
And even times where it was like an appearance of peace, like say in the Americas, the American military wasn't directly at war. You gotta understand that America, I'm gonna just say Esau itself, funded just about every single war that ever happened on the planet.
Both sides.
Right.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Why? Because the wicked, all right, is going to do wickedly, man. You got unjust laws. You got certain things that just don't make no sense. Like, for example, why would you poison your own water? Why would you poison your own air? All right, these things, when you think about it, really, when you think, you're like, yo, why would you do that, man? It's no real reasonable, plausible cause to do something like that, man. But the wicked, all right, is going to do wickedly, man. All right. Got that?
It's the book of Revelations 11 and 18. It says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
And who's that? That's the wicked. All right, the Lord is going to destroy them that destroy the earth, man.
That's right.
Like I said, like anybody that's got any sense of moral or common sense knows not to poison the very water you got to drink.
That's right.
Knows not to put chemtrails in the same air you got to breathe.
All right, even a dog will vomit, piss, and shit in its own cage.
You understand what I'm saying? So that goes to show you that tells you that we are under the vibration of the wicked, man.
This is Sirach 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna read. I'm gonna jump down to verse 7. It says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And like the brother was going into, man, like, yo, these people poison the very water that they have to drink, man. They pollute the very air that they have to breathe, man. They destroy the earth that they have to live in, man. And they ultimately defile their own kingdom that they possess. So they're evil to themselves. So all you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, if this man is evil to himself, how can you expect him to do you any good, man? How can you expect him to give you any good? So going into this monster, man, y'all just so lined up, ready, signing up to take it, man. And this man is evil to the world. Just look at the world before you, man. Look at the history. The history repeats itself, man. Tuskegee experiments, man. The flu shot, man. Going back to the polio blankets of the Native Americans, man. And many things that's probably not even documented in history that these devils have done to our people, man.
Hey, Baba Gashah, if I may, you don't even have to look. You don't even have to go back into the history to prove the facts that this brother's saying. We can kind of stay
relevant
within in this time, man. All right, it comes to the conclusion that the so-called white man is the wicked of the planet, man.
Right, like go and look at the food, man. You hear this, right? Look, here it is. You go down to the market and you'll see organic, whole, fresh food, right? But then you be like, wait, if this is natural, no preservatives, no antioxidants, and organic, then what's this shit over here, man?
Everything
They got
organic.
one organic out. What's the rest of the shit?
Right.
Or another thing out is though something small. You know, I like pie. Shout out to Ariabu too. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta look at it like this, man. You know, I'm not a good cook, but I know a sweet potato pie takes a couple ingredients. You got sweet potato pie, cinnamon, butter, and like sugar, right? You go to the market. You go to the market and you look on the back of a sweet potato pie. It's a paragraph.
Xanthan gum.
Yeah,
Nitrosyndinol.
Nitrosyndinol and all this
Phenomenon.
It's a book, bro.
Diatroxinol.
Number one ingredient on sweet potato pie should be sweet potato.
Right.
But it's high fructose corn syrup.
You see what I'm saying, brother?
How the corn get in the, you know what I mean?
Right.
Crazy.
And that's just going to what the brothers are talking about, man. Esau destroys everything they touch, man. And it's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying?
And the reason why history repeats itself is because of the regeneration, reincarnation, man. It's that same wicked spirit being passed down and passed down and passed down. Same spirit of Esau and Cain, man. All right? That Satan in the flesh spirit, man.
The crazy thing is it's not even, this isn't like a direct thing that Esau is doing, even though he does do a lot of wickedness directly. We're basically seeing, you know, the residual effect of just who he is. You know what I mean? The very essence that he moves around creates wickedness. Like the brother said, everything he touched.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. Let me land back real quick.
Akana.
This is Psalms 58 and 2. It says, yeah, in heart you work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. There you go. That's exactly what's going on. And that's all Esau know. You know what I'm saying? All Esau knows is how to be wicked, and there's no righteousness into him. Let alone usurp his birthright, so it's proved that he's a by default carnal, has no spirituality in him.
Right.
So all you can do is carnal fuckery.
Right, because he think he doing something good.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's why I say the pride of thy heart have deceived thee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said when he just pointed that out. When he do it good, he do it unwillingly. All right, and at the last, when he declares wickedness.
That's crazy. That means Esau do something good, be mad shit about it. Oh, I gave him bread. Damn.
Damn, that was
This really uplifted them.
I had a motherfucking, I had like an example of how, but I forget right offhand how he do that though. It was a good example, good analogy.
Jeremiah 13:23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? And may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
So just how impossible it is for Ethiopian to change the color of his skin, right? Now, you're not talking about chemical bleaching and all that shit, but like, it's not really possible to change the color of your skin. If you want to be dark skin, you know what I mean? Whatever. But just how impossible it is to do that, it's impossible for an evil man to be good, man.
Well, the wicked, what is it? The wicked is estranged from the womb.
I got that on deck.
Oh, that's what there we go.
I'm gonna just pull out this. Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Now we didn't establish at the beginning of the camp who the wicked is. Hey, Baba Kashak, can you read that again?
Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Yeah, hey, that's what hey, you can equate that to Esau coming into the world, or you can equate that to Esau coming into power. Alright? As soon as this man was let out of his captivity, what did it say? He should go forth and what? Deceive the nations, man. Alright, so that's Esau. Alright? They are estranged from the womb, man, meaning that soon as this double, alright, come out the womb, this double is corrupt, man. That's why the Lord says there's no such thing as a good Edomite, man. They said none of them do good, no, not one of them.
Right, because even the nicest one that might been so-called surface level consistent being good, you put an Edomite to the test, new horns won't show.
Sure. And even like the brother said, when they do good, they don't really mean to do good. And I guess the greatest example you can think of is Esau himself. Overall it was a good thing that he sold his birthright to Jacob, man. But he's
being evil to himself, though.
Exactly, because and like you said, it was he's still corrupt, because after obviously that was a deal that they made.
Right.
Here he go after it's all said and done with, he still wanted the blessing to the point where he wanted to hunt down and kill his brother Jacob.
He was trying to make it to where Jacob stole it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I mean,
You can see me,
man, you can see me. Man, you serve your birthright. That's why I said they stray from the wound and they go forth speaking lies as soon as they paraphrase.
That's crazy.
They born.
But you know, Esau, that's the church that named Esau, because they always want to play victim.
Right.
They always want to play. They always want to play victim.
As soon as they get put in a tight situation, like the Edomite woman, the first thing they start doing is start crying, man. It could be nothing. It could be nothing.
Pointing fingers.
Oh, you gotta told the bitch some shit that she did, that she went off and did. Like, hey, man, you shouldn't have did that. Oh, the bitch wanna be all distressed, man. Going to crying mode and all that bullshit, man. Hey. Yeah, you can bring it out.
Oh, no, it's just
Yeah, because it kind of going.
how they being evil to themselves.
Yeah, not just that, but it kind of further push the narrative of Esau being the wicked, man. All right? The nature of Esau, man.
All right, this is an article on End Times headlines. It says, Biden says white supremacists are now the most lethal terrorist threat to the U.S. President Biden has just labeled terrorism by white supremacists as the most lethal terrorist threat to the U.S. during his address to the joint session of Congress on Wednesday. This means, according to Biden, white supremacy is far more of a threat to the United States than Black Lives Matter, ISIS, or Antifa. Biden stated, make no mistake, the terrorist threat has evolved beyond Afghanistan since 2001, and we will remain vigilant against threats to the United States wherever they come from. Al-Qaeda and ISIS are in Yemen, Syria, Somalia, and other places in Africa, and the Middle East, and beyond. And prepared remarks released by the White House, and we won't ignore what our own intelligence agencies have determined. The most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today is from white supremacist terrorism, Biden addressing the remarks. Now,
man, they don't even need to have no census or no nothing to understand that, because you could just literally look at, matter of fact, like we said, we ain't got to look how many school and work shootings that there has been just this year.
You don't have to do an in-depth analysis and go back to come to this conclusion.
Right.
All right, now we know when you read this article, that's all really hogwash, right? When you think about it, because Esau, all right, for Esau to condemn white supremacy is to condemn America itself, man. All right, because the foundation of America was built on white supremacy, man. So if you get rid of white supremacy, you will have the default, but get rid of America, man.
the Constitution itself.
The Constitution. All right,
No, you're good, brother. I was going to say the only reason why they're even saying this right now is because the elites don't really care about white supremacy. They care about controlling the entire earth, right? So what's happening is these six-pack Joe white motherfuckers out here that really believe in that American flag, they're actually talking about having a coup. Like Texas is talking about breaking off and having their own country. What they're doing is they're like, yo, you trying to keep everything divided. We trying to make one world everything. So we need to make y'all seem like y'all evil so I can get all the other masses that think we evil to look at y'all again. It's like your enemy, the enemy of the kind.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you this too. And man, back off the brother, right? Esau is cunning, man. I'm saying with that, they are wiser than Daniel. Now Esau, he'll come with the aspect of like, okay, white supremacy all right, it's the number one threat to America, right? Right? Where really hey, and this goes to show you it's a house divided. All right? America is a house divided. Now when you in the spirit, when you look at it and you analyze it more, right? It's not just a house being divided, but you also gotta think that the elites, what they're attempting to do is strip, okay, you Americans of your guns, man. That's what it's really all about.
Exactly.
It's not about white supremacy, because white supremacy been a threat. All right, white supremacy was fine, all right, until now. Why? Because, like he said, they are trying to establish a new world order, and in that new world order, all right, the new world order, the picture of the new world order is you white people not having your guns, man. The UN told America that if you want to be part of the new world order, you got to disarm. You got to disarm your people, man. All right, so that right there is them, all right, killing 2-3 birds with one stone, because now you got Jake like, yeah, about time.
Breakfast. Look, these motherfuckers right here, they're giving up their guns, and they know the biggest threat to the New World Order is themselves, man. Because the elites don't care. Remember, the elites of Esau never gave a fuck about the regular Edomites. Even throughout history, they treated the Irish, they treated, and I'm not talking about the ones that could be Jakes, but they treated the Irish as any kind of poor Edomite like niggas. All throughout history, they was like, oh yeah, you indentured, sir, you over there with them. The elites don't give a fuck. It's a social class system. They want that social class system. So we with all the power versus the rest of y'all.
God. Hey, and yo, when you think about it, a little bit more than that, it's deeper than that, because Esau is willing to put everybody in slavery if they can get the children of Israel back in slavery. All right, so if they got a, that's why I say, he that is evil towards himself, who would he be good to, man? Right here, this devil, he's willing to enslave his own people in order to keep Israel in a perpetual slavery, man. All right? So Esau, he's working his magic, man. He's doing his thing. All right, but the thing is, we are not ignorant to Satan's devices, man. We see the future ultimately, and I'm gonna tell you this too. Ultimately, they're using white supremacists, all right, as a gauge, all right, to have an excuse. Cause look, under white supremacy, you can lump everything into that. You can say white supremacy, black supremacy, Chinese. So you can whatever you want to put into that bag, you can do it, all right, without looking like you're being biased, man. Hey, because what the Lord say? He's going to start at the house of his people. So what Esau doing? Esau trying to start at the house of his people, man. No.
Bro, I'm sorry, that joint go hard. You see this? It says, my bad, brother, let me get this. It says, many Christians claim God will use Biden to usher in the tribulation. I'm sorry, I got to get this joke for you.
Hey, the Lord does so, man.
But man, Apostle Hara and the rest of us been saying that. We say, yo, watch it. If Biden get elected, he gonna be the one to bring this shit down.
Yeah, man. Listen, at the end of the day, we know whoever bring it down is gonna be a devil, man. All right.
It says multiple Christians are on the popular newspaper opinion. It says multiple Christians are warning that newly elected President Joe Biden will enact policies that will thrust humanity into the end days. Many believe that it was God's sovereign will for President Biden's victory in the November election and to ultimately become the next president.
Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord as the rivers of water, and he will turn them in whatsoever he will.
God, so this article is on point so far. Because the Heavenly Father is the one who controls the hearts of the kings, man. He is the one that's sanctioning Joe Biden to sit here and go ahead, pin that in, go do that. put these sanctions over here. Go ahead, mess with the hornet's nest. Get Russia riled up. Get China riled up. Get Iran riled up. Everything is ordained by the Heavenly Father.
I mean, say as well that when you was going into how the elites really just they know that they divided against themselves, and they kind of looking at the white supremacists, right? If you really think about it, that's exactly what the original American Civil War and how it popped off.
Yep.
Because the Union didn't give a fuck about emancipating slaves or the feelings of black people. It was all about control. Because because the Southern whites, slave owners, had their own economy, so to speak. You know what I mean? And all their money that they was making off their slaves was theirs. It wasn't they wasn't paying tax exactly. And thus the Union, and Lincoln and all of them, they basically made it to where it started as legislation, all right, and then it riled up the South so much. That it was a complete divide to eventually it came to a hot war. Went from a Cold War to a hot war, man.
And that's what they're worried about right now.
And we know through the spirit that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, we know.
You mentioned it earlier. As soon as they started really going after the guns, man, it's a wrap.
Second 16th chapter. I'm gonna finish. It says according to one Christian blog called Signposts of the Times, the world will be watching closely to see how Biden's policies will fulfill biblical prophecies. Many believe that the U.S. has to safeguard Israel's interest in the Middle East, as the Bible says a strong and secure Israel plays a critical role in the end days. Another big event in the future, construction of the Third Holy Temple, which remember Trump was talking about helping them build the Third Holy Temple and all that other BS. It says another big event in the future, construction of the Third Holy Temple in Jerusalem, which many that understand prophecy understand must happen in order to prepare a future headquarters for the coming Antichrist, and will set the stage for the second coming of I'm going to say Yahweh Shai, a Mashiach. Signpost of the Times said, I'm not going to read anymore. This is just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, because a lot of that Christian comes from the far right wing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of those.
And that's another part of the elites hate those white supremacists. Remember, white supremacy is embedded in Christianity.
And I'm gonna tell you this though, them Ku Klux Klan members, they know that the children of Israel are you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They know. I seen this little skit. Boy was a Ku Klux Klan, and he was basically saying the world Jews are black. And he was saying Yahweh Shah is a black man. Last year, the year before last, when they was pouring down all the Confederate statues, and then all the white people in the deep South, they was marching and talking about the Jews will not replace us. Man, they went on TV and they spent it like it was anti-Semitic, like they were talking about the Jews over there in the land, but they was really talking about Jake, because if you remember, they was tearing down the Confederate statues. They were talking about the Confederate flag. They was going into saying how racist and all those things were, right? And then they turned around and have a march talking about the Jews will not replace us, man.
Right.
That shit, but they try to spin it to
make it seem like it was
to throw motherfuckers off, man.
Right.
Well, that don't even make sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Why would the Jews or Jewish people replace the same people? That don't even make sense. So it gotta be this.
You know what I mean? But they was talking about you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are right, basically what they call it, cancel culture, man.
Right.
All right. They was talking about you blacks, Latinos, and Native America are not gonna pretty much tear down their heritage and replace it with your own, man. Hey, but the thing through the spirit, that's exactly what we doing. All right?
You know how hypocritical that shit is? The same Bible that they use for their white supremacy. Bro, you do know all the figures in the Bible were Jews, right? You do know that the one you worship was a black man, right? So-called black man. You know the God that you worship is a so-called black man. Like, it's crazy how it's so spun in their heads, bro. You know,
It's just that delusion, man. Strong delusion. Because like you said, it's obvious.
It's obvious.
Like literally.
But it didn't even say, the brother just said, oh, the Jews will not replace us. Well, how'd you learn about the Jews? So you know that the real Jews are so-called blacks and Latinos, Native Americans. But you sitting out here and you still, that shit don't make no sense, bro.
Mark 3 and 25. And if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. It says, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. Hey, and that's what you see, man. You got Biden, all right, calling out white supremacy. That's a house divided against itself. All right, you got the left and the right. You got the liberals, all right, versus the conservatives. The conservatives. You got maskers versus anti-maskers, vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers. All right,
Good old boys versus Antifa.
somebody get that. What said?
Come and bring division.
All right, and we all know these things are all these things are all precursor to the coming of Yahweh Shah, man. All right.
Yeah, I got it. Come and bring division.
All right, this is Matthew 10, 34 through 36. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. And this is in red letters.
Hey, that's, like you said, that's the red letters. That's Yahweh Shah talking out his own mouth, man. The Lord said he did not come to bring a peace, but a sword, man. And what do you do with a sword, man? You separate, man. All right, you literally cut things in half, man. You separate one thing from another, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household.
God, and a man's foe should be there of his own household. Now you could equate that to America and his kingdom, man. And you got the house of what is it? The house of what is it? The House of Congress.
Yeah, somebody get Egyptian.
Yeah, the House of Senate, right?
House of Senate, House of Representatives.
The House of Representatives. Right here it is. You got them a house, all right, literally divided, man.
Literally.
All right.
It was pitiful too. If y'all
Actually,
watched his dress, because did you see that it was like 10 people in the hall when he was giving their dress, because obviously COVID or whatever. I mean, it just looked pitiful. Like it was really like when I saw it, I was like, yo, this shit is going down.
They all old as shit. That's all they could see, because I watched another video. It was talking about, you don't gotta wear a mask, but it's a bunch of bullshit behind the camera. The camera was recording when he said it. That's all I'm saying it with him. So that's what I'm saying. They got only above 8-10 people in the hall. That's because they just trying to make that.
This the book of Isaiah 19 and 1. Start at 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Slack it, brother. Start from the top. Egyptian versus Egyptian.
It's the book of Isaiah 19 and 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother.
Now, that's modern day America, man. Because remember, America is spiritually Egypt and Sodom all over again. So when it says Egyptian against Egyptian, he's talking about Americans versus Americans. The house is divided, like the brother just said. You got the Proud Boys versus the Democrats versus the Republicans, the Proud Boys versus Antifa. We got Esau versus Jacob. But in this instance, Esau don't like themselves. Even actually being called white is almost like a proverb in the Bible, man. Motherfuckers they quick to say what? Oh nah, bro, I'm part German, I'm Irish, and no, my great grandfather was Native American on the Blackfoot Cherokee
not white.
Apache side, yeah.
She
You know,
start whipping out percentages.
yeah, like I'm 2% Indian through my late cousin of the, like, bro, they know that being white was never right. You know what I'm saying? It's never right. You know, and that's why they're warring against each other, because now they're warring against each other for their own personal pride and image. Because they like, damn, bro, you being racist making all of us look bad.
Exactly.
Or you being caught being racist is making
That's really what they're
us
saying.
look bad.
Like, hey, but you know what? That's the Lord putting that spirit in them. Hey, they can't help it, man.
I will show their naked parts. I was supposed to grab that real quick.
Isaiah 47?
You heard him? He like, levitation. Oh, you mean, I was like, come on, bro. Go ahead, man. It's beautiful, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Evil chapters go on the prophecy, and the odd chapters go on
Structure. He like, no, first of all, if 1 through 10 talks about this, and this actually changes gears.
Yeah, because hey, the Lord said He required of which have passed, right? So the Lord is allowing and putting the spirit on these dope so that you Jakes can see who your enemy is, man. Hey, and the fucked up thing about it is Jake still don't see it. Here it is, right in front of your face, and you still can't see that Esau, okay, the so-called white man is your enemy.
Bro, I don't even think that they don't see it, man. Honestly, I think they just deny it. They don't want. They choose to turn the other eye.
It is denial, but it also is it's Stockholm syndrome.
They know, bro.
And the reason why I say it's Stockholm syndrome is because they're so used to Esau being on top that they can't see themselves in that place.
Right.
So they will help hold the damn ladder up so these motherfuckers stay. Hey man, you see me helping you, right?
Spitting in your face.
They ain't look, man, I know you ain't mean that.
Spitting in your face while you holding this shit.
Yo, damn.
I asked that question to
Telling
Jake
you it's
all the
raining.
time.
Is it raining? Yeah, man.
You know,
Yo, when I see Jake move from day to day, you know, and this conversation comes up, I said, brother, you really think the white man gonna rule forever? Because when you hear they talk, it sounds like it's the end all be all right now. That's what they talking.
because they don't have hope. So those of them don't know how about Chanel Shy, man. They weren't given this gift, so they don't see what we see. We see it through spiritual eyes, through a carnal eye. Bro, the white man is elite.
Yeah, that's right. When they say everything guaranteed, death and taxes.
Nah.
Oh, we the last hope of the earth, man.
Exactly, man. You know?
Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Man. So, like the brother was just saying, Esau's shame is being uncovered within their own people, within the nations. Everybody is starting to look at the so-called white man like, yo, you are the cancer of the earth. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have war in the Middle East. If it wasn't for you, China wouldn't be worried about this. If it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be no shit over in Crimea because you're trying to back Ukraine. If it wasn't for you, all these things going on. If it wasn't for you, the weather. If it wasn't for you, motherfuckers going like, yo, these fucking devils gotta go. And that's why it says, I will not meet thee as a man. Because the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shemel Shah, is going to come back with his full angelic force with all his glory, man.
Put this double down.
Come on, man. And that's why I said they all came together to try to subdue the man that came out of the sea, you know. But really, is that the man that's coming from the sea is coming to subdue you.
It's Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Hey, and that's what you see, all right? Because hey, they trying to pass a law to where as though you can't teach about slavery in the schools. All right, they're trying to them pulling down the statues. All right, really, that's all working in Esau favor, because Esau is trying to pretty much hide the fact of you know, all the atrocities and wickedness and rape, robbery, and murder he has committed up until this very day, man. All right, it's like a criminal hiding evidence, man. All right. Oh, let's get rid of those statues, man. That's evidence, man. All right, let's stop teaching slavery in the school system, because that's That's evidence, man. Hey, and then you got these white kids, all right, what they call it, white guilt, man. All right, they feel guilty about how they people obtained everything that they got, man. All right, through rape, robbery, and murder, man, and bloodshed, man.
And that's why they quit the go.
All right, how can you be proud? How can you be proud of something? All right, when you know that you got it in a deceitful way, man. How can you take pride in that, man?
Hey, you know what? Let me say this though, brother. The land back up to one brother. One of the biggest reasons, and I figured this out myself, so obviously an Edomite would do it too. When you in school, sometimes there's the time frame where people have the mindset and energy to just read once in a while. So what happens is, the reason why they got to stop teaching slavery is because let 1 or 2 or 3 people or 100 people get the zeal to just research. What's going to happen is you're going to find out that the slavery people were so-called Negroes were Israelites. And then you're going to go deeper in that. You're going to find out where they came from and put 2 and 2 together. And like the brother said, it's evidence. And then now you're going to be left on stuck. Like,
hey, that's why I said shameful spirit should be bring that out again. It says shameful spirit, man. All right. Hey, yo, 2-3 years ago, all right, motherfuckers was proud to be American, man. Now, like you said, man, that shit literally like a curse, man. Hey, Esau running. Hey, but what I say, Esau should be a fugitive and a vagabond, man. And we didn't identify the criminal, man. And now we out here on the highways and hedges, pretty much telling, man. Yeah.
And vagabond means drifter. Person that goes from place to place.
Hey, but that's like a fugitive, though.
Basically, they have no home.
It said no peace. And what we read, no peace shall, It said no peace to the wicked, man. So if you think about it, that's like somebody on the run. Hey, they can't properly get good sleep. They always got to from this place to that place. All right, changing their identity. All right, changing their ID, changing their name. All right, constantly switching up so they can't be identified. But hey, we at the point to where as though we on Esau Hill, we literally through the spirit ran this man into a corner, and we identified the wicked, all right, of the earth, man. And we're pointing, and we're telling, and we're pretty much being that alarm, man.
And that's why ultimately they took the identity of the blameless people, so to speak, the innocent, the righteous people, you can say. You know what I mean? Is to try to hide who they really are, you know? And what was that, 1860 was when they would start calling themselves the Jews.
Hey, what's funny is I see this movie called The Hole, right? Young boy, he was with his mom. They moved out like in a farm. I think it's on Netflix. His mom had like an old farm that her parents left to her, so they moved out there. And young boy was like in the forest, like big doing with a little kid, and he fell like in the hole. But then when he came back up, it wasn't him. It was like something that had took him and pretty much
they changed their image.
Yeah, it changed his image to look like the little boy. But the mom knew, like, y'all, I mean, the little kid was doing, like, at the beginning of the movie, the little kid wouldn't eat much and shit like that. And then after he came back from out the forest, he fell down the hole. He was like eating a lot and shit. And the mom looking like, then they had this little game that they would do. And then the mom was like getting kind of like weary, like, yo, this don't seem like my son. And then so she like, let me test him with the game that, like, basically it was like a little inside joke between him and her. And then she did the game, and then the young boy was just like looking at her like, and she like, oh shit, like she knew that wasn't her son, man. So it's like the same thing with like how Esau did us, man. Right. All right, we fell down that hole of slavery. All right, that's that whole not remembering who we were. Yeah, that shit's crazy. You know what I mean? And that's what pretty much Esau did to us, man. we fell down that hole, that rabbit hole of not knowing who we were, not of forgetting what our power was. All right, and guess what? Esau morphed and changed himself into us, man. All right, but now, guess what, man? We didn't figure it out through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, and now we blowing the trumpet, man. Where? Somebody got that? Oh yeah, bring that out again.
Habakkuk 2 and 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Yeah, when they say let your foreskin be uncovered, that's it like you being embarrassed. Like, cause hey, if you got somebody out, somebody just and all of a sudden their pants just fall down, and they hammer fall out. They gonna be very embarrassed, man. They gonna try to cover themselves up, man.
Especially if it's cold.
Kind, especially if it's cold, right? All right, so that's them foreskin being uncovered. All right, it's them being ashamed, embarrassed at their wickedness, man.
Let's start over. Habakkuk 2 and 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Yeah, so shameful spirit is upon thy glory, man. That's why America is. Hey, you even had China come at America like, because they were trying to. America was trying to talk about human rights over there in China. China told America, mind your fucking business, because look what you doing to the so-called blacks over there in your country, man. Right. You ain't got no room to talk, man. Right. Hey, and guess what? America had to sit down and shut the fuck up.
Oh shit, so they actually like really,
they told them. They like, yo, how the fuck you talking about our human rights? Look what y'all blowing the so-called African American weight every day, man. Right. Hey, and guess what, man? They pretty much had to shut their fucking mouth, man. Because guess what, man? It said the truth that been so long without fruit. Well, can somebody grab that up? All right. The Lord said for us to require the past. Salaki, that He requires the past. Go ahead, bring it out.
Deuteronomy 32 and 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Second Esdras 6 and 28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared.
Yeah, the truth is being declared. And listen, the truth not just coming from the men of the Lord, man. The truth coming from everybody. All right, but we just bringing it out in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Hey, but what the Lord say? The Lord said that He was going to pour out His Spirit, man, upon all flesh, man. All right, so yeah, you can bring it out.
This Ecclesiastes 3 and 14. I know that whatsoever Yahweh doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And Yahweh doeth it, that men should fear before Him. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been. And Yahweh requireth that which is past.
So the Lord required that which have passed, man. All right? Hey, we not, for real, technically thinking about it, I don't think we've been out of slavery 100 years. How long have you been out of slavery?
About so-called 17, that's 1776, John 4th page.
Yeah, that's
not
not taking what? That's 1860.
Yeah, 18, yeah. So, then it was like 2 years that
We've been out of slavery about what? 100, which is not a long time, though.
You gotta think, even after we were so-called free,
They didn't even
the
know
whole
it.
sharecropping era still, like, we basically went from working for nothing to working for damn near nothing.
Yeah.
But
It's
it
like,
was just, you
it's
know
like
what I mean?
two generations,
Right.
two generations.
So you figure, you want to add Jim Crow and all that, right? We ain't been out of slavery for about a little bit over 100 years, man. You got people on the planet that's 100 years old, man.
My great grandmother just died at 97.
So that show you that when you got these Edomites talking about that was so long ago, forget about that was the past. That's bullshit, man. All right, the Lord said He required that which is past, man. All right. So we not about to sit up here and act like, all right, since it's a short, hey, and the Lord said one day is 1,000 years, man. But we only talking about 100 days, man, 100 years. That ain't nothing, man.
Book of Acts.
It's like it's been like 2 days since
It's the book of Acts 2 and 17. And this shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh, I will pour out my flesh, Salaki, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams.
So the Lord is pouring out His Spirit upon all flesh, man. Hey, it was just some type of senator board rebuking, like Congress, talking about like using like he or she and changing the gender roles and all that. Hey, and he was basically mocked and scoffed at, man.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
You know?
He actually tried to pull the scripture, right?
Yeah, he trying to pull the scripture.
And they started, he say, oh,
Hey,
he's like, God, the bull, God has
has
like,
no,
God has no authority,
No authority, no place in this chamber.
God has no place in the chamber. That's it. What?
The same chamber that they all swore in on the Bible. But God is saying, God, we trust on it. That's how you know that their God is ultimately not the same one that we were.
So the Lord, so when you hear truth, all right, because Yahweh is truth, man. All right, so if you hear any truth in any fashion, all right, that's the Lord, man. And you see Edomite condemning homosexuality. Guess what? That's Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. All right, that's the Spirit of the Lord, man. Condemning homosexuality, man.
And that's why they say the truth hurts, because when you live in a lie, man, that shit hurt, man. When you find out what's really real.
Hey, half the proof that we can bring out that we're the true biblical Hebrew Israelites was made by the Edomites. The Zondervan Bible Dictionary. What's the history of the Native American, man, written in the 1800s.
Who are the Edomites?
Right. Who was Edom? What's the one that says Edom is modern day jewelry?
Yeah. Also,
I just watched the whole video where a rabbi brought that out, man.
Even Esau keeping the manifestos and the slave contracts and the slave like the fact that they kept like where the slave came from, what language they were speaking, what tribe they came from. They kept all that. So all you gotta do is open the book, like, so tribe of Judah.
Right.
Speaking what? Why you telling me these motherfuckers were savages when you knew exactly where they came from?
Right.
You're right.
Making all these movies, man. These movies that got little bits and tidbits of truth in it, man. That's the Lord ultimately, revealing the truth, man. Using any facet that he wills, all right?
The fact that they getting rid of the statues, taking slavery out the schools, man, we the real evidence they can't get rid of. Lord willing, we bear that number. know what I mean?
You already brought that up?
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 15.
Spirit. Did you get got by the seat?
Yeah, that's what
That's what we did for earlier.
It's a Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by the sea, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
All right. Yeah, so basically, because of the way Esau, because it's what it say, a shameful spirit should be upon thy glory, right? The way Esau got all his riches and his dainties, all right, was by way of deceit, all right, by way of bribery, thievery, all right, killing, all right, murder, bloodshed. All right, so the Lord said because of the way that America was established, all right, and that goes for any kingdom, all right, the way it was established, all right, that the Lord is going to take away the power from that kingdom and give it to one that is what is the scripture that said one that is profitable, man. All right, one that is profitable. All right, talking about the children of Israel. All right.
Yeah, it's Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery, and prey departeth not. Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not.
And the prey departeth not, man. All right, who's the prey? People want to say the laborers.
Yeah, James 5, yeah.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, the Lord said, woe to the bloody city is all full of lies and robbery, man. And the prey departeth not. Well, what is the bloody city? The bloody city is America, man. All right? Like I said, we don't have to do an in-depth analysis or go back far to establish America being that bloody city, man. We can look at the last 30 days, the last 90 days of the so-called New Year's to establish that, man.
So the bloody city is full of bloody men.
God, it's full of. It said, "Go to the bloody city." It's all full of lies and robbery, man.
Right. I got it right here. Real quick. It's Psalms 59 and 2. It says, "Deliver me from the workers of iniquity, and save me from bloody men." Hey, man. So that just goes hand in hand with what the brother brought out, man. All right, this place is full of iniquity, man. All right, and the righteous sigh and cry, man, for the Lord to deliver us, man. Because ultimately, the bloody city is full of bloody men, you know, which are the heathens, starting first and foremost with the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. You know, like the elder said, man, you don't gotta look far. You know, you don't even gotta look at at any particular event. Just look at how the whole shit is set up, man. You know, and it shows you exactly who's the evil one, man, and who they're preying upon. All right. You know what I mean? Just what was we having a conversation? Or no, we was earlier in the video. We was talking about how long America has been at war.
God.
Yup, it's James 5 and 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud.
Kept back by what?
By fraud.
By fraud, man. Hey, you got redlining. You got Jake not getting the same opportunities as they white counterpart. All right, you got Jake being basically kept back by numerous ways, man. All right, the entire system is set up to keep Jake, all right, at a low point, man. All right, even if you doing all the right things, man. All right, it's something there that they got you to keep you from getting to that next level, man. And ultimately, the thing is, that's Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, right? Because what the Lord say, this is not our rest. But hey, well, it say Esau. The Lord was yet a little wrong with us, but Esau helped forward the affliction, man. Go ahead.
James 5:4 again. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud.
Yeah, the Israelites that built up your kingdom, all right, was kept back by fraud, man. All right, go ahead, bro.
Is that cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Sabaoth.
Go
ahead, bro.
And it says, yea, have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Yea, have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter.
Have nourished your heart and what?
As in a day of slaughter.
Yeah, that's how you Edomites got everything you got, man. All right, you got drunk. Christopher Columbus said that he couldn't put down his sword for an hour, man. He was busy killing a gad, man. He couldn't sit down his sword for 1 hour, man.
Bloody men.
James 5:6 point. Say, yea, have condemned and killed the just, and he doeth not resist you.
Yeah, that's the Native Americans. All right, the Native Americans came across landed here on their land. They welcomed you with open arms, and you killed them, man. Hey, and you can even equate that to right now, man. That he could talk to this man, marching.
So no, that was the whole point of the movie.
Yeah.
That none of that shit mattered.
None of that shit mattered.
First time he killed him, he choked him out. Second time he came, he tried to be a little more, yo, go ahead, man, I ain't got nothing. Showed him the bag, because the one that the cop keeps asking for his bag.
Yeah.
But what's in your bag? So this time, open the bag, I ain't got nothing. This ain't weed, I already know what you're gonna ask me. Boom, he still get killed. He's like, all right, then he tries to fight back, gets killed. Then he winds up killing the cop, runs from the corner, gets killed. He like, yo, he kept dying. Yeah. Then he realized, marching, trying,
none of that shit
speaking,
matter, man.
None of that shit matters.
Hey, and and the thing is, and what's crazy is when you think about it, that's like our people being stuck in the wilderness, man. Right? A trip that only took 2 weeks, right? It ended up taking them 40 years, man. All right? And ultimately that's Jake stuck in that same perpetual loop, thinking they could rehabilitate Esau, man. When really he can't be rehabilitated, man. Listen, why you trying to rehabilitate this psycho when the Lord like, look, stop trying to rehabilitate him and come back to me, man.
And honestly, at the end of that movie, the last thing you gonna think is the reason why you still in this loop, bro, because you ain't calling on your power.
Because you ain't calling in your power.
Yo,
so you gotta live it over and over until you get it right, man.
And Roger, he tried, well, I guess at this point, 100 times. He tried it. Yo, I'm talking, he had a gun, the girl, every time he wake up with a shorty that he just met. The shorty like, I have a gun. Like, you got a gun? She gets dead. He like, fuck, this time, still dies. Every time,
that goes to show you can't use Esau's blessing against him, man. All right, Esau was set up by the Heavenly Father, man, to do what he do.
Yep. It's a similar plot to one of the episodes in Black Mirror. It's called like the camera or something like that.
What we looking like one time, bro? We already got you. All right, so with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash.
Double honor to the elders at Great Millstone. Peace, citation, and Ikelas Christians word throughout the four corners of the planet. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom. Hey, brothers, watch that movie.